Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. This is Silver Hyena, and it's time to come up with some commentary to put over this Christmas card illustration. First, well, perhaps now is a good time to mention that when sketching this out, I was originally just going to color a normal Umbreon, you know, the standard black with yellow rings, but sometime between sketch and picking out the color palette, I decided, nah, let's go shiny. Shiny Umbreon is quite possibly one of the most coveted of all shiny mons, and it's easy to see why. Shiny Umbreon is gorgeous. Or gorgeous. However the fancy way of saying it is, I don't care at this point. However, I still stand that Shiny Espeon is the best shiny evolution. You cannot change my mind. But Umbreon is a close second, with a blue bubblegum Sylveon in third. In the various games, Umbreon has been one of my personal favorites in competitive battling. This thing is a tank. Umbreon's strength comes from wearing out and outlasting opponents rather than just pure offense. However, Gen 8 has marked the last of my favorite toxic stalling tank. Since in Gen 9, Umbreon no longer has access to Toxic. This is the true travesty of Scarlet and Violet. Forget about the bugs. Forget about the performance issues. No. My favorite defensive tanks have been nerfed. Or aren't even in the game. I miss you, Togekiss. Oh, you thunder-waving, air-slashing son of a... I don't think I can say that word on this channel without getting flagged, but I'll allow you to finish that sentence. My other favorite, Murkrow, with its hidden ability of Prankster and Holy Eviolite. Yeah, he no longer gets roost. I could scream. However, despite these setbacks, I've managed to come up with an Umbreon build that's been working out for me so far. In case you haven't been able to set up a Toxic Spikes beforehand, Umbreon can learn Thunder Wave. I firmly believe in crippling my opponents. Yawn is another good option, because Yawn, it makes you go, okay, do I stay in and get put to sleep, or do I switch out and give this thing a free turn to do whatever? So Yawn, that's another good option. My current Umbreon runs Taunt, Thunder Wave, Foul Play, and Moonlight. Foul Play is great for turning Swords Dance users' power against them. A friend of mine found that out the hard way. Honestly, Scarlet and Violet have rekindled my love for competitive Pokemon battles. Sword and Shield had so many salty rage quitters. And you know, when there's a win-loss count people can see, a disconnect mid-match should really be counted as a loss for whoever salty disconnected. But Scarlet and Violet doesn't have win-loss counters for the standard Link battles, so now if someone disconnects, I just laugh. But seriously, have some grace. Don't salty DC. If anything else, it's just rude. Okay, let's talk about these markers. These are the Master's Touch alcohol-based markers, which I have reviewed before. At the time of that review, which was a few years ago, I thought these markers were pretty okay. Not the greatest, but not the worst. The price has also gone up since that video as well. But a few colors did get these kind of crusty crystalline things on them. And this isn't isolated to Master's Touch. I've had this happen with Ohuhu markers and even Copics. It might be from lack of use, I don't know, but it's something you should be aware of. I do find that the colors aren't quite as smooth as other brands of markers that I've used, but they're not super gritty or anything either. I'd say that if you find Master's Touch markers on sale, then I'd say go for it and give them a chance. My local Hobby Lobby sells individual markers open stock as well as sets. But if all else fails, there's always online. Overall, I'm very happy with how this came out. Umbreon has been a favorite of mine since Gen 2. Of course, Espeon has been at the top of that list since Gen 2, and I just love Espeon. Like, I remember back in the Game Boy Color days. Yes, I am old and decrepit. Okay. But I went nuts trying to get myself an Espeon because I couldn't figure out how to get it. Because I didn't have a guidebook, and at the time, I think that we had maybe a dial-up internet connection that basically only my parents were allowed to use, and I wouldn't have even thought of looking at it online. Like, this was the kind of stuff that you asked your friends about, and since I was not really terribly social, that made things difficult on that front. Anyway, but Umbreon would be a similar story. Because, again, it's like, how do I get this thing? I know it evolves from Eevee, but how do I make it evolve? Why isn't a Moonstone working on it? Or with Eevee, why isn't a Sunstone working on it? But, as we all know, it's friendship is magic. With a little bit of My Little Pony in there. Okay. Let me know in the comments who is your favorite shiny evolution. Anyways, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today's video. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. With all that being said, this is Silver Hyena, signing off. Stay creative, everybody. Bye!